Hello, guys, and welcome to what should be our last press conference thing. I know Nintendo has one tomorrow, but I don't know if there's really enough to talk about to do a thing. Who knows if I'll even be awake because I'm running on almost no sleep. But we're here for the Sony E3 Press Conference, which went down at 9 p.m. Eastern. The last of the big press conferences to me because it looks like Nintendo's just going to announce, or not announce, but show stuff from Mario Odyssey, and that's pretty much a wrap. Um, but before we get into the actual conference, there was games they showed before the conference. I mean, they had so many games they could show that they were showing games that looked really good before the conference. Um, well, not a lot of people care, but Knack 2 was shown a trailer, and while I don't care about Knack 2, other people do. And yeah. Oh, Kaskas is here.
I am here.
Kaskas is here. I forgot to introduce him.
It's alright.
I but anyway, what do you think of Knack 2?
I thought like the original Knack was not really my style of game, but I mean, from what I seen, it looked like they improved a few things graphically, at least in my eyes. And I mean, it should be a good game.
It should be. It could be. I didn't say should because the people who like Knack, I mean, that was like a PlayStation 4 like original game just to show off like what the PlayStation could do, which really that's not the greatest game to show off what the PlayStation could do because it's not like graphically stunning.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I think that's it. September is just not a game I feel like I can fit into my schedule of ridiculousness, but we'll see.
No, not even.
Because I'm pretty sure September is going to be Destiny Strong, which we'll talk about later. Another game that was talked about before the conference, one that I'm really excited about, it actually swooped out of nowhere. It's called Hidden Agenda. Were you there for that one?
I was not there for that one, unfortunately.
You remember Until Dawn, right?
Yes.
Same developers.
Oh God, then that one's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. Well, what it's about, and you could look up the trailer after this. Is I think it looks like there's a serial killer you're trying to solve, like a murder or something as a serial killer, and all the characters can die. It's kind of like Until Dawn. All the characters can die.
Okay.
But your choices based on what you do, can either kill you or help solve the mystery.
Okay. That
Um,
does sound pretty good.
and also within that, it's also I think it was like Play Link or something like that, where you could actually, um, shit. Oh, 4 or 5 of your friends can be on their phone, and they can try to help you by also selecting what they think you should do.
Oh.
So yeah, it's kind of an interactive kind of thing. I don't know how it would work on stream. I don't know until I get my hands on it, which it just said 2017. I don't know if it'll actually come out this year, but it did say 2017 at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, well, with that kind of, I guess, new feature put into a game, I don't think it'll be released sometime this year. Maybe mid 2018
Yeah,
would
well,
be a better
yeah, I was just basing
choice
off
for
the trailer because the trailer legit said 2017 at the end.
it. Right.
But like I said, things get pushed back. I mean, I've seen games that are let's be like, oh, projected release date 2017, and you're like, or 2016, and you're just like, it's 2017. You're still projecting it for 2016.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that game it was kind of out of nowhere because, I was kind of saying that was the game where I was kind of like, Sony has so many games. They're showing games on the pre-show that can be shown on
On the
other
main
people. Yeah,
card.
other people's shows would be on the main docket, and
Right.
and I'm excited for that. I loved Until Dawn, and I like that kind of stuff. A mystery. I mean, the last one was kind of like a horror game.
Yeah.
It was a horror game. This
It
one's kind
was
of
it was
like,
straight
yeah,
up.
this one's kind of like a murder mystery mixed with Saw, and I'm just gonna fucking love it.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely can't wait for something like that. I'm definitely going to check out the trailer after we're done recording this. But
yeah.
thanks for telling me about that.
Oh yeah, it's really yeah. It was I think I was watching I was watching Twitch's, like their own personal Twitch channel,
Yeah.
and I got tired of listening to those people because they were annoying me. So I'm like, I'll jump over to PlayStation's. It was like I just happened to switch over and seeing all these trailers. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have known this hidden agenda game even existed.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a lucky thing, but it looks really good. Graphics, it looks about as good as Until Dawn.
Right.
But we'll see. We will see. We'll hear. Hopefully, we can hear more about that. If it is 2017, I mean, not having
More power to it.
yeah, I mean, not having a release date a month to that when there's only 6 months left in the years.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Other than that, other than those two games, I mean, Tropico 6 was announced with, I think it was like an island builder or something.
Yeah, I seen that. I think it is going to be an island builder, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't even play. I've never played anything like that, to tell you the truth, so I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I mean, yeah. And there was also the Ni no Kuni 2, which I kind of like. It kind of looked like it had the graphics of like the thing on the Switch, Zelda.
Yeah, the Zelda. Yeah, it did look pretty cool. It had that anime Japanese feel to it as well. But I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll just watch someone else play it. Who knows?
Yeah. And now that were the games I picked up off of. There was more they showed on the pre-show, but those were kind of like the cliff notes, kind of the most important ones that I saw. Now moving on to the actual press conference, it started off kind of weird, and the whole conference was kind of weird, and I kind of blame this on Twitch. That stream, and it wasn't just like me because my internet's not the greatest, or somebody else because their internet's not the greatest. The stream the whole time, the whole press conference buffered, ridiculous style.
Yeah, definitely.
No matter what quality you're on, it buffered. So it kind of hampered it a little bit. Maybe didn't enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed all the trailers, but maybe it knocked it down a little bit just because I couldn't see it. But that's not the press conference's fault. That's Twitch's fault because everybody was there for Sony and their servers were getting destroyed. But that's, you would think they would be ready for that. But
Yeah.
moving on to the actual games, the first game that was shown was Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which I'm excited for. I think other people's like. So I heard somebody say that they didn't think that they would really care about these characters, but these characters are already characters that we know. Chloe and Nadine we know already. So it's not like they're introducing new characters. Chloe's a character. Chloe makes sense. I mean, Nadine, you can go with but having Chloe in this game makes sense because in Uncharted 4, we don't know what happened to Chloe. She just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So what happened to Chloe? I'm assuming this game is going to show what happened, what was going on with Chloe, and whatnot. Maybe this is a prequel to before Uncharted 4 to show what was going on with Chloe. Or maybe not.
That would be a really good idea for it to be a prequel before Uncharted 4. But I mean, the game looks solid. The trailer itself looked really, really fucking amazing in my opinion. But well, we'll see where it goes.
Yep. The next game was it was a DLC for Horizon. Somebody said I couldn't catch the name, but somebody told me it was called Horizon: The Frozen Wilds.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
They didn't show much. It's a DLC. I didn't really care whether this game had DLC or not. I didn't need it because it was such a complete game. But,
exactly.
Games will DLC, but... another game we can talk about later that wasn't here. I didn't even think about that earlier.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that towards the end. The next game after that, because there wasn't much to show on Horizon, because...
it was just a small trailer of the DLC. It was probably like 3 minutes.
A small teaser. If that. It was like a minute.
Probably, yeah.
The next game was Days Gone. Days Gone was premiered at last year's E3. Everybody thought it was The Last of Us 2 at first. It wasn't. It was Days Gone. Zombie. It was like a zombie apocalypse, but the zombies kind of run and run over each other, kind of like in World War Z.
World War Z.
And but it's sort of like a survival thing. It's kind of like Uncharted except zombies, where it kind of looks like you're not just fighting the zombies, but you're also fighting the people within that world that are trying to survive.
Yeah, definitely. But that's a game I've been waiting for since last E3. And I mean, it was a good move for Sony to show that this game is still being developed and they haven't forgotten about it. But I mean, what they said early 2018 was the release date.
Yep.
I mean, I hope they keep their promise with it and don't push it back. That's all I can really say about it.
Well, for me, yeah, it does look exciting. If they have to push it back, then I'd rather them push it back than release a pile of junk. But
Yeah, I understand that too, but I mean, it just looks so good and I want it.
they said early 2018, so they didn't have to. PlayStation doing this a lot now because that way they don't have to decide on a date and then push it back. They can if they were planning on releasing it in January, but they had to push it back till March. If they don't actually tell people that, then nobody knows.
Right.
But we'll see with Days Gone. It looks promising. There's a ton of zombie games, and this one looks pretty cool. But moving on from Days Gone, we got to Monster Hunter World, which a lot of people were excited for. I don't really care. I don't know. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, the game looked good, but I mean, at the same time, it looked really clunky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of the Monster Hunter games have been on the Nintendo DS, haven't they? Like, I really don't know much about the franchise in general.
Me neither.
But I mean, the game looked okay with the giant creatures and everything they had in it, but the movement just looked really clunky, and it's not supposed to be coming out till 2018 either, but if they're going to do anything with it, they have to fix that.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, I agree. There's not much to say on that because, like, I didn't really care. People was lining up like, oh my god, Monster Hunter World, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, maybe it's just me, but, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean other people shouldn't be hyped for it. It's just, for me personally, it's just not my kind of game.
Yeah, I can agree with you.
The next game announced and there was just game after game after game. I mean, people were mad about it being only an hour. If they were an hour and a half, our head would have exploded.
Yeah.
But the next game was Shadow of the Colossus remastered. This isn't a new Shadow of the Colossus or a new whatever. It's a remaster of Shadow of the Colossus because it's the same monsters. I never played the original ones, but I've seen people play bits and pieces. It's the exact same monsters. Anybody who doesn't know Shadow of the Colossus, you pretty much, I mean, what was that game that came out last year? The Last Guardian was part of that.
Yeah, Last Guardian
was part of that universe, and Shadow of the Colossus basically boils down to you climb the freaking monsters and you take them out, boy.
Yeah, like I played the original Shadow of Colossus. I think it came out on the PlayStation 2 the first time. And I played that a long time ago. And they already remastered it for the PlayStation 3. And now they're redoing it for the PlayStation 4. Graphically, it looks insane. Like, I never thought Shadows of the Colossus would look that good. And, I mean, I'm glad that it's being released again, but I hope they're not going to charge $60 for it. I really hope they're not.
Yeah. Well, Sony's pretty good with that. I mean, you look at, like, Ratchet & Clank was only, like, $39. And that was a brand new game completely. So I don't think they're going to charge $60 for a remaster of Shadows of the Colossus. Because even the remaster of The Last of Us was $40. Right. I remember when I bought it, it was $40. And you're talking an even older game, so I doubt it's going to be $60. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I just hope they don't pull that kind of move. Like, Sony has a good track record of not doing that, but, I mean, you never know. But the game looks really good, and if it handles a lot better than the old releases were, then I'll be 100% happy purchasing this game.
Yep. The very next game, unless you have anything else to say on Shadow of Colossus.
I'm good on Shadows of Colossus.
Was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now, I mean, obviously, all the characters within Marvel I really enjoy. I mean, I don't really care about Street Fighter, which is most of the Capcom.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I remember the last Marvel vs. Capcom not being that good.
Yeah, it wasn't really that good. All I could say about the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really get what they're doing with it because I've only played like one or two of the actual Marvel vs. Capcom,
Mm-hmm.
but I just like the little end scene where they have Dante talking with Rocket Raccoon,
Mm-hmm.
and Dante throws Ebony and Ivory at him, and he starts shooting them. I thought that was really cool, but that's about all I could say about it.
I mean, Rocket's always going to be good.
Oh yeah.
But there's not much on that right now. I mean, it's coming out in September, but I mean, if you love
That's about
Marvel,
it.
if you love the other Marvel vs. Capcom games, then you have your new one in September. The next thing they showed off was Call of Duty World War II, which looked really, really good. It looked really good. I mean, it was buffering through a lot of it. I lowered my quality, so quality wasn't that great, and then I realized it wasn't actually the quality, it was the stream itself that was buffering for everyone. But from what I could see through the grain, it looked pretty good.
It looked solid. Like from what I seen of it, the gameplay that they showed looked very good. Besides of the buffering, obviously, but
Mm,
I mean, it's just like any other Call of Duty game, except they're finally listening to the community and taking out all that futuristic bullshit
yeah,
and going back to old school.
which was weird how they got there in the first place. Titanfall happened, and then they just became Titanfall.
Exactly.
It was really weird.
And Titanfall is good on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty needs to stay
In its
modern
lane.
war.
Mm-hmm. And I think Battlefield figured that out too, and that's why they did World War One.
Yeah.
But it looked really good. They didn't show any multiplayer stuff or anything. They had a lot of the story stuff. It looked like It looked like you had some Normandy stuff in there. Maybe I don't
I think it was Normandy that they were at, but
know.
I don't quote me on it.
Yeah, it looked like there was a mission where you were attacking straight on a Nazi headquarters.
Yeah. And the character running around with a shotgun just looked freaking. I mean, the game looked crisp. The game looked really fucking crisp.
Yeah, it looked really good, and I can't wait to play it. You know, I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. I'm really, really not. But I always said if they brought it back to their lane, which they did, I would try it and give it a shot because this is what they are actually good at.
Yes.
Not what they were doing, but what they're trying to doing now is what they are good at. Is what they should stick with.
Yes.
So we'll see. That comes out in November. We'll see
Uh,
when that comes out. I'll just run all these together. We're just gonna group all these VR games together. Skyrim VR probably didn't need to happen because Bethesda already did it.
Right.
Starchild VR was that game where it kind of looked like at the beginning it was No Man's Sky and then turned into some weirdness, and it was, I don't even know how to explain that game, but
That giant freaking Gillette razor freaking robot looking thing.
oh yeah, the Gillette robot. That was Starchild. Next, actually, we could talk a second about this. The Impatient looked really interesting to the point where I hope it's not just VR.
I hope it's not either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't show gameplay, I don't think. Or was that just all cutscene trailers?
I think it was some gameplay.
I mean, everything looked really good, and the way they were talking, I mean, I really want to see this game, and like you said, hopefully it's not just VR, but I kind of see it as being just VR as well.
Mm-hmm. Me too, but I hope not because all my excitement for the Evil Within 2, and I talked about how there's just not, and there's no way of saying whether that game will be good or not. But I always talked about how, horror games are good. Horror games are far and in between, and it looks like they're trying to change it, and let's see if they do.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully the Evil Within 2. Now this isn't for Sony, but hopefully they fix their stuff and everything. But yeah. The next VR game was Final Fantasy Monsters of the Deep, which looks like just VR of the fishing.
Final Fantasy 15 fishing simulator. That's
Yeah,
all it fucking is.
yeah. Which, I mean, I loved it for a lot more than the fishing, but other people loved the fishing, and apparently they picked up on it.
Yeah, the fishing was cool, but I don't know. They
I,
did what they did.
yeah, it's over. Don't worry about it. Bravo Team, I can't remember. It was a shooter. That was also
That's
VR. It was a shooter, but I don't remember what it was about or if they even said.
all I picked up on was it's a shooter. It didn't look like it was set in any type of time period, but modern day, and that's all I caught of it.
And then Moss VR, which Moss, I think it was Moss, right?
Yeah,
The one with
it
the
just
little
said
mouse.
Moss.
Yeah, it was a little mouse, little cute little mouse running around. They didn't really show much. It looked if that was the graphics of it, or if that's how the mouse was gonna look. It was okay, but I didn't really. I mean, it wasn't gameplay, so it's hard to tell.
They showed a little bit of gameplay, but not like uh, they showed the mouse kind of swinging his sword around and everything,
Yeah.
but they didn't do it like in the VR setting. So I mean, it looked kind of good, but I mean, I don't know.
But those were all the VR games for me and probably for Kaskas, since I don't think either of us were gonna own a VR.
Nope, never.
The only way I would own a VR is if it became successful, and then I was like, well, I mean, I can afford it. But
Nope.
but off the top of my head, or right now, I'm not gonna get a VR, and so a lot of this stuff, while I found at least the Impatient interesting, if it's not gonna be released off VR, me personally can't get behind it because I'm not gonna get one.
Nope. I can agree with you right there, 100%.
Yeah. Then the next one was getting into the good stuff. God of War. God of War
Oh,
looked amazing.
it made my nipples hard.
Yeah.
That's that. I get like. I'm a huge God of War fan. I don't know about you.
I
I
am.
know you like the games, but oh my god, I love God of War so fucking much.
Yeah.
The gameplay that they show and the trailers that they shown, I wish I could hear it a little better. I obviously didn't have my shit turned up because we were on the Discord call, but um, it just looked fucking amazing, and the whole story that they were telling behind it, the characters look clean, the fights look clean. Oh
hmm
my god, and the way that they presented it now, I just can't wait for it. Early 2018, it makes me cry, but like, oh
hmm And God of War is known, and they show a couple of them in the trailer. The big boss-looking creatures, and one of the best things about God of War, they have some of the best boss battles you will find in a video game.
yeah,
They had.
indeed,
I mean, there was literally in the only God of War I played was God of War 3 because I had it remastered because I didn't have a PlayStation until PS4.
yeah,
And God of War 3 had that one where you were just like running on that giant.
yeah. That was Kronos,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Kronos fight where you ripped off his thumbnail.
yeah. That it's just boss battles like that are like not seen in any other game.
No, like
And yeah,
they've changed the style up to like more of a Last of Us play, and I really hope that makes it a better experience for God of War. But I mean, the way it looks so far, it's the same God of War that we all know and love, uh, storytelling wise. And I just hope they keep the boss battles the same. Like so far, they had like the big troll, and I think it was a Cyclops that was in there too. It just looked fucking amazing.
and that serpent at the end looked like he was trying to help him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the boy said he's going to help us, or he wants to help us, or something
Yeah,
like that, and then it cut off.
I mean, I didn't know he knew parcel tongue, but
Yeah, some kind of Harry Potter shit going on.
yeah, boy's got some power. You got anything else to say on?
Are we sure he didn't have a lightning bolt scar on his head?
It's possible. It's possible. I didn't look. Wingardium Leviosa.
It's
Uh,
Leviosa.
yeah.
Leviosa.
Did you got anything else on God of War?
Get it. That's all I could say. Get it.
Get it. Well, don't get it now because it's not out, but get it when it's released.
Get it.
Get it. And the next game is was Detroit. Detroit is a game I personally have been looking forward to for a long time. I personally am looking forward to Detroit for a long time because this game was announced like 2.5 years ago, and there was a prototype of the game 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're still getting trailers in this, and it was a really nice looking trailer, but there's still no release date, which kind of perturbed me. But it's just kind of like, when are you gonna try? Give me something. Like, even if you just said 2018, I'd be like, cool. You didn't even give me that.
Yeah.
You were just like, nah. You're just gonna show a trailer at every E3.
Right.
By the time they actually release the game, you don't even have to play it because the whole game's been shown in a trailer.
You're just going to get all the cutscenes and none of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And they're just going to release a movie of it instead of a game.
Yeah. And so I hope they don't do that. I hope we get something soon. I hope maybe they talk to them at some of the E3 stuff and they say something about potential release date because I really want to know, goddammit.
Yeah, they do need to put a release date, even if it is early, mid, or late 2018. Just give us something to sink our teeth into besides trailers.
Yeah, which the trailers are always clean, and I can tell you right now, those trailers that's actual gameplay. It's gonna look that good in game because I've played the Beyond Two Souls, same company. Beyond Two Souls is from 2013, and it looks almost real for a game in 2013.
Yeah.
So I know the graphics are gonna be about top quality.
Yeah, no doubt it's gonna look clean as shit. Well, not clean as shit, but clean as fuck.
Yeah, no brown.
But I personally can't wait for it. But give us something to chew on for a little bit, like a release date.
Yeah, I mean or a year, for Christ's sake. You give me nothing after 3 years. I'm just like, are you just gonna show me trailers until the end of time? Am I gonna be like a 48-year-old man and you're showing another trailer?
Yeah, exactly. So just give us something to wet our whistle with.
Yeah.
That's all I could really say about it.
Yeah. But the actual trailer itself looked really, really good. The choices you can make completely different choices. And there was somebody that's like, the end of that trailer is pretty anticlimactic. And it's just like, that's just one possibility.
Yeah.
You don't have to shoot a dude at the end. That's one possibility.
I'm glad that they took that route with the game.
That's what they do.
Like I said, they just gotta give us something else.
Yeah.
A release date would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll find out. The trailer itself looked really, really good. I think the game, I pretty much know, I can guarantee you, goddammit, if you love story, when this game does drop, it's gonna be really, really good. Whenever that may be. We'll see as we go along. Maybe something will be announced later in the next few days at E3. We'll see.
Yeah.
Next game was Destiny 2. Destiny 2, obviously, after Destiny 1, in my opinion, was kind of a debacle.
Yeah.
I think they made the story into DLC or expansions, and they just ripped all the story out of it to make it an expansion. And some people are like, that's fine, because there's a lot of people out there who just like to grind and get loot, and I'm just not that guy. I mean, I'll grind to get loot, but I have to be grinding to get loot towards something, and if you're ripping the story away from me, that's not really helping.
Yeah. And I can agree with that. I mean, I hope that they make the right call with this one. Put the story mode in, just like you said, because the first Destiny was a really fun multiplayer game. But like you said, grinding for nothing is just a waste of time.
I agree. And it does look like they're putting story in. It looks like they're putting more cutscenes into it. It looks like Destiny 2 is going to be much improved. But there's only one way to find out, and that's for my ass to play the game on September 8th.
Exactly. So I will get it as well. Probably not on September 8th, but somewhere around then.
Yeah. So we'll find out then. But other than that, they really didn't show much. See, there wasn't really much said. There wasn't really much said because it was trailer after trailer after trailer, which is fine with me. Otherwise, we'd have a lot more to talk about and be sitting here for an hour and a half.
Yep.
It's just too hot in this room for that. The next game was the last game, SpiderMan. The SpiderMan game that was announced at last year's E3. They showed some gameplay here of him chasing down, like, what was it, Mr. Invincible or something like that.
think that's what his name was. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, and it looked amazing.
It looked really fucking
Yeah.
clean. The
It
gameplay, the little bit of gameplay was, I mean, I don't think I can muster up any words for it.
yeah.
It looked really good. Definitely, probably the second best trailer that they shown, in my opinion.
hmm
But God of War is always going to be my first.
Yeah. I
So
mean, Spider-Man was probably my favorite. Just how clean it looked, how the movements were so fluent. Just running on that beam falling down and trying to keep it from killing everybody. It was just so like fluid. I loved it.
the thing I liked was the quick time events that they shown.
hmm
I like the quick time event games.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do, but I love the quick time event games.
Well, then you'll love
And
Detroit.
they're bringing it back with this
Yeah.
game, and it's supposed to be coming out early 2018, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, they shown it. It looks good and it looks clean.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, like
I actually.
definitely worth picking up.
Well, here's the problem. I don't mind QuickTime event games, but a lot of people link the QuickTime events to movie license games, which is why a lot of
Right.
people hate them because those games suck. But if QuickTime events are done right, it can work well.
Like the first three God of War games,
hmm
and if you count Ascension too, but I don't. Nobody talks about Ascension. Those were quick time event games. Dante's Inferno. I know you haven't played Dante's Inferno.
hmm
That was a quick time event game.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones that come to my head right away. But I mean, those were good quick time event games.
hmm And it's probably a good way to end the press conference. I think Spider-Man was amazing. I think it
Yeah,
was
it was
awesome.
definitely a showstopper. It was definitely a showstopper.
But I have issue. Not with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
They didn't bring The Last of Us at all. And I feel like they should have gave us something more than
yeah,
nothing.
just even a teaser trailer. Even if it's just saying like hearing Ellie's new voice with The
Mhm.
Last of Us 2 appearing on the screen, and then a small release date. That's like
Yeah.
40 seconds of a trailer,
Yeah.
and that would have been enough for
I don't
us.
even need a release date. Like, just show me some footage of the world.
Yeah,
That's all I need. I don't need nor do I want story spoilers.
yeah,
So if I see the words like, here's the story trailer, like I'll be like, my finger will want to hit the mouse button, but I'm gonna be like, should I? But then again with The Last of Us, if I don't watch it myself, it gets spoiled on Twitter anyway. So.
yeah.
And another game I never thought of when we were talking about before we recorded this, and I just clicked when I was talking. Death Stranding also wasn't there.
Death Stranding, dang.
Um, Death Stranding wasn't there. I was excited for Death Stranding. I know they also released a new trailer at the PlayStation event, PlayStation Experience, which had that, and The Last of Us ad. So those two games that had new trailers at the PlayStation Experience didn't have trailers here.
And E3.
So I hope I don't have to wait till the next PlayStation Experience because it's a long time to get something. But Death Stranding was one of those games I was excited for here. I was hoping for, because they could have tore the roof off the place. Because you look at last year, the reason they won last year, they had God of War, Detroit, Spider-Man, Death Stranding. They didn't have The Last of Us, but like this year they could have had all four of those games plus The Last of Us. There would have been no stopping them. And now they're
That definitely would have. Oh, I'm sorry. You go
go.
ahead.
I mean, their goal is. I'm sure their goal. I mean, they already know they put out a lot of games. I'm sure their goal isn't to solely win. It's to, but I mean, it would have been fun.
I mean, like they definitely would have torn the walls off of that place if they shown anything with The Last of Us 2. I mean, that's what people are really wanting
Yeah.
because the first Last of Us won all of these critically acclaimed awards, Game of the Year twice in a row, I think.
It won 300 game.
Uh,
It won 300 Game of the Year awards.
300 Game of the Year awards, and I mean, they
Or
could have done so
or
much.
100. I
Just
can't remember.
they won a lot of Game of the Year awards,
Yeah.
and I mean, I understand why they didn't want to show The Last of Us 2, but I mean, like you said, the creator of the game or the director of the games at Naughty Dog,
Mm-hmm.
they said it was the time for the Uncharted to shine, and they wanted to let The Last of Us take a seat back. Well, it wouldn't have really hurt the experience any because a lot of people liked Uncharted more than they like The Last of Us.
I'm not one of them.
And exactly. But I mean, I don't think The Last of Us would have overshadowed uh,
No.
Uncharted. Exactly like you said just a little bit ago before we started recording, of course.
No, I love Uncharted too, but like unless you do the Uncharted for August 8th, or I think it was August 8th, I can't remember. No, August 27th. I think it's towards the end. So unless you announce Uncharted on August 27th and The Last of Us on August 28th, you're not going to hurt it.
Yeah.
That's the only way you would hurt it, but it's whatever. They did what they did. It's over. But that's all the games. Do you have anything to add?
I mean, Sony had a really good press conference as always. It's definitely not their best conference that they've had in these last few years.
No.
But I mean, great games were shown just like last year. And I mean, E3 hype is always good. That's all I can really say.
Love E3, and now it's come to an end. Now I don't know what to do.
Yeah, except Nintendo, but
yeah,
who cares
Nintendo,
about Nintendo anymore?
but I had fun. This was fun, and yeah, that's it was a ride. PlayStation was the one you always waited for. I'm happy they were pretty much last out of the ones people care about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Later, guys.